What's going on, Z Nation, and welcome to another edition of ZSPN. I'm your host, Zaid here. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Broncos and the 2019 NFL Draft. Obviously, guys, when it comes to the NFL Draft, there's a lot of surprises when it comes to that sort of event that always comes every single year, and it's not just the NFL. It's also the NBA, the NHL. I mean, you name them. I mean, lots of things do happen when it comes to uh, any draft selections or any holders. You name it. And just as of tonight, the Denver Broncos, at one point they did have the 10th overall pick in this year's draft, but somehow out of nowhere, out of my surprise, which honestly it really shocked me, because anything can happen in the draft, and obviously the Broncos, they traded the 10th overall pick in the draft to the Pittsburgh Steelers for the 20th overall pick in the first round. And I can honestly say the Broncos, they really came out on top with that sort of deal. They got more drafts out of it, and they at the same time got somebody that the Broncos really needed at their disposal with sorry, not disposal. In their arsenal. Let's just say it like that. With the Broncos, they obviously needed some players that in a particular position that really needed to be selected. And the Broncos, as of the 20th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, they selected Noah Flint, or Flant, something like that. Noah Flant, tight end from Iowa. And obviously, they really picked a great player at the 20th overall pick. The guy is just very athletic, and he's the type of guy that you really need in your arsenal when it comes to a type of tight end blocker. And just at key moments when you just throw the ball, he'll be there at short routes, or just be the type of guy who could really block as well. He's basically in the top of he was basically ranked in the perspective of the top tight ends. He was basically the top number one, top two in this year's draft when it comes to the tight end position. And I just have to say the Broncos really did their homework, and they actually really needed to get a tight end this year. And obviously they weren't going to do that in the free agency market. And with the type of players that they have with Jake Butt and I believe Jeff Hireman, they obviously did not live up to their expectations, and half the time they've been injured, especially with Jake Butt, who some people compared him to, I forgot who was the type of a tight end for the Cowboys. He just came back out of retirement. You probably know who I'm talking about. If I put his picture, you guys will probably see that. But he was drawing a comparison to him. But unfortunately, injuries have occurred throughout his career, and especially last season, where I believe he teared his ACL. So obviously, his career got shortened last year. But overall, the Broncos did their homework, and they got a tight end, which we really needed. And especially since they acquired Joe Flacco from the Baltimore Ravens, they really needed to get a tight end. And his Flacco's specialty is having a good tight end at his disposal. And obviously, somebody like Noah, who has been well known throughout his years with the, I believe during his times in Iowa, I believe it was Iowa State or something like that. I'm not so sure, but it was in Iowa, and obviously he spent his times there for almost 3 years. This is his junior year, and obviously he showed a lot of promise throughout the years. And I really think that he really pull you have a good actually who have a good career with the Broncos and especially in the NFL. And I'm just wishing him the best of luck. And obviously the Broncos, like I said, they did their homework and they pull off a trade, and not just getting somebody who is a good tight end, but also they got some draft picks out of that from that trade from the Steelers. So I have to say I'm really looking forward to the next day in the second and third round day for the Denver Broncos on the second day of draft day. Because I believe they got another second round pick and a third round pick, but I think the third round pick goes for, I believe, maybe 2020, something like that. So it still remains. I'll put the details of the trade that the Broncos made tonight, so you guys will know the detail of the trade from the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. But overall, guys, please give me your thoughts about the Broncos selection at the 20th overall pick for Noah Fant from Iowa. Do you guys like the selection, or would you guys were kind of hoping that the Broncos would have drafted, I don't know, maybe a quarterback in the first round, or maybe there was a defensive end that maybe the Broncos should have selected, or a wide receiver? Please, guys, give me your thoughts about that, because we have a long way to go that the Broncos will select in the next couple of days with their other draft selections that they have. So you never know. They probably will potentially either draft a quarterback or just find some needs on their roster that they should fill in. But obviously the Broncos did their homework in the first round by getting a tight end, which they really needed. So we just have to see if he will live up to it, and see that if once he lives up to it, will he benefit more with Joe Flacco as the new quarterback for the Denver Broncos, which he's best well known for having a great season if he has a great tight end as his weapons. So we just have to look forward to that. And guys, please give me your thoughts about the trade and just everything about the Denver Broncos on this channel, and who you guys are looking forward to that the Broncos will select in these next couple of days that they have with their selections after the first round, as a result of the first round. So please comment down below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Broncos. Take it easy.